And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie.
We are here.
I'm Blue Boy, and he's Pumpkin Boy.
I tell you, that pumpkin. I'm trying to liven myself up. You know, Mama's doing good.
That is wonderful, Odie.
I tell you, me and Charlene's working great together. And Rex and Amy is just tagging right on along.
I highly suggest, which I don't have, and me and Odie were discussing, I don't have it, is that insurance that... care insurance.
Long-term care insurance.
If you don't have that, you better find it, because let me tell you, what is it, $8,000-$10,000 a month you'll have to come up with? I can't afford that, but I need it.
And I'm talking to somebody that I hope we'll get more on that later on, but I tell you, Mama's doing good, and
that's wonderful.
Eating, and I'm happy, so that's a good thing.
It is.
So, yeah.
You know, we were talking about Texas a moment ago. Boy, it's getting bad down there to where the federal government is telling the state of Texas what they can and can't do. Everybody's arguing.
You know, Biden is, he's sending them down there. And
they cut the fence. Did you see that?
And Texas is going right back, you can't do this, and they're putting the fence right back up.
It is costing the taxpayers who's having to do this. And
yeah.
Boy, oh boy.
And here's Biden's wanting to blame Trump and the Republican Party and all this for the Roe versus Wade and overturning it. I'll tell you what they did was they did away with that law because the Constitution really wouldn't allow it, because there's a thing called states' rights. The feds just said, you're right, this belongs to the states, not us. So it's up to the states.
Yeah,
so
each state can choose.
Right. We're united, but we are
states' rights.
We're Mississippi. They're Alabama. They're Texas. So Texas has a right to protect the way they feel.
What you're trying to say is the federal government didn't do away with it. It just gave the right to each state to decide what they wanted to do.
I mean, Mississippi's outlawed it, and there's some other states that says, well, we don't feel that way, so we're going to allow it. And that you can do that.
That's correct.
Same with Texas over here.
Wow.
That's their land. They have a right to protect their land from another country.
I read an article yesterday, and it was rather good. And it said, maybe you don't like Trump. Maybe you never cared for him. But it said, be ready for 2.0. And she said, what I mean by this is, she goes, there are people that did not vote for him the first round that are going, well, wait a minute, I need to take a look at this. Because here's a man that they kept screaming, Russia, Russia. He was not guilty of it. With each attack, it's been proven that it wasn't true. And here he is being persecuted in front of the thing. And they're going, this is America. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And they said, be ready. This could really be shaking up America in 24. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't.
Yeah. I mean, we can hope. But I tell you, people are starting to realize, you know, maybe I felt safer, and maybe I need to vote with my back pocket.
Yeah, that's the main thing there.
The only thing that you made money on was a mailbox check. That was a free one from the government. But if you worked for a living, Trump made you more money.
Have you seen this? Maybe you're a Megyn Kelly fan. Maybe you're not. She used to be Fox News. She made her big statement there when she interviewed Trump during the thing and asked him about women, and he came back at her. She went on to make a whole lot of money. But, boy, she is really setting it up for Nikki Haley, and sounds like she's going to do a dance when she loses in South Carolina. She's told her, you have no pathway to the White House. drop out now, and Nikki is still claiming, no, I can go. And
She even told her to drop out, too?
Yeah, everybody's saying, drop out. You're not going to make it. She's kind of stubborn there.
You've already made a name for yourself.
Yeah, we all know who you are. It's just not your time. I think, as I said one day this week, that she'd be good at some other jobs because she's kind of like a bulldog. Once she gets a hold of something, she doesn't turn loose. And we need people like that. Yeah, in certain areas.
You're right.
But president is not her thing in my...
Not yet. Sarah Palin. It just...
It never panned out for her.
It didn't pan out, and it just wasn't her. She had governor of Alaska, and she was good at it, obviously.
Yeah. Y'all be ready tonight. There's a lot of people that were upset as we go back to 1998. There was a murder that happened in Alabama. A preacher, now get this now, a preacher hired 2 men to kill his wife. He was in debt, needed the insurance money, hired 2 old boys. They did it. She was stabbed multiple times. As the police figured it out and closed in, the husband committed suicide. The 2 guys that he hired were arrested. One's already been executed. There's been this other one that about 1 year ago they went to execute with lethal injection.
Yep.
Well, they fooled around in there for an hour. About 90 minutes, I think, was it, trying to hit the vein to give him lethal injection. They never could. So over the last year, Alabama's been wanting to use a new type of nitrogen gas to execute. His lawyers have fought it and said, you can't do that. It's inhumane. Well, tonight, this evening, Alabama has been ruled that they can move forward with this, and it will all come to an end. The other guy was executed in 2010. This is 2024, Odie. Look at how much longer that has drug on.
I have a problem with that. And the lady's son, the one that got killed, her son said he's lived twice as long as we knew our mama.
Yeah, sure did.
Behind bars, wasting taxpayers' money, costing an arm and a leg for housing, for medical, for food, all this stuff that comes out of our pocket for him taking a life and was sentenced to death. But yet, 30 years?
It's a long time.
We're still paying for it?
Look at this. This is what we lose sight of, Odie. Here's the young lady that the wife that lost her life in all of this. They get in court and they seem to forget what really went on. This is about somebody's life that was taken.
Isn't there somewhere that says thou shalt not kill?
I've heard that. I have heard that.
So here's the thing. You couldn't hit a vein here? I don't know what medical personnel y'all got, but I just want to let them know that ain't the only one.
Yeah, they
you got a couple. You're killing him legally.
But if y'all read the laws on this stuff, even in some states now they've gone back and put in. I doubt it'll ever be used. I think they've even got it now in some of these where you could use a firing squad. I think that's an option on there, that it could be used if it didn't work out.
There you go. You remember though, we were talking about this the other day, the little 8-ball that you would check.
I remember that.
Which way should I die today? Firing range. Okay.
Well, there you go.
Line her up.
Let me bring this up other point that I see this morning. This rattles my cage to no end where the shape of our country, of where we are. Say you work for the federal government. You're sitting at your desk. You believe in God Almighty, Jesus Christ, and you have something on your desk that says that. We go to the Veterans Affairs. And this is just a trinket. I've seen it before. A little sign that says, not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. You ever seen that?
I have.
The Veterans Affairs has ordered a female employee that she must remove this from her desk because it's a Christian symbol. Is that right? Have we gotten that far off base to where we do these things now? I'm not trying to get on a soapbox this morning. It's just things that stick out like a neon sign, and you go, why is our country, and why are we in trouble? Why is crime so up? Well, things like this kind of set the tone for where we are.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you, if that makes you mad, don't come to my office. Because I don't have just a little sign.
Neon.
I got a big old cross.
Well, and you should. I think you should have that right to do that.
You've been in my truck.
I have.
And right there on my dashboard, I have a little glass angel that prays with me every single mile I drive.
Right below all the 25 pounds of McDonald's bags.
That's right.
No, I'm kidding.
I even got Greg one.
Yeah, that was nice of you.
You know, we've got our watching angel that's over us and rides with us every single place we go.
But has it gotten in America to where you can't have these symbols of Christianity? Has it? It certainly looks it, Odie. We'll be right back.
Wow.
More to come this morning as we begin it. Again, a stormy day ahead. We'll tell you all about that also in just a moment. As the seasons change, so do your clothes. And Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve. Also Hulk shirts. And America's favorite brand, Carhartt. Whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From box to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. If it's crossed your mind about a new tractor, visit my friends at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 here in Collinsville. They got any style, any size that you're looking for. And right now, you can take advantage of getting a new tractor, a trailer, and a bush hog, all for $31,000, 0% interest for 84 months. Yeah, 0% for 84 months. Also, a great service department to work on any tractor that you have. From bush hogs, disc, and tillers, see it all at Freeman Tractor, Highway 494 in Collinsville. And welcome back with Scotty Ray and Odie. And sometimes you always want to have that here's your sign.
Yeah.
What was his name? Bill Enval?
Bing Enval.
If
he knew it.
If your girlfriend is shooting at you with a BB gun, she probably don't want you there anymore.
Just saying. Process of elimination.
If you come home and there's another man at your house and you want him to leave and he won't, I'd say your relationship is over and the police can't really help you.
Yeah, could you get him out, please?
Things that go on in the middle of the night. Well, I'm not making this stuff up. I mean, it really does happen. Would you call the police to do that?
I might call the police and say, look, you want to do something with his body? Or you want me to?
Just if you come home and somebody else is there, she probably thinks the relationship is over. Just saying there. Just throwing that out there.
That might be the reason there's somebody else there.
The United States Post Office and, Ford in the last week announced hey, this ain't really working. We're fixing to cut back to one shift to handle what we got to do, and that's the F-150 that's electric. They're cutting back on production big time. The United States Post Office. Let me show you a picture of this. They've ordered 6 of these in California. It is $40 billion investment to upgrade and improve their processing, transportation, and delivery networks across the country.
Well, that's not going to do it.
Come rain, sleet, or snow, and then it may not run.
Yeah.
There's the look of the UV. I guess they call those UVs. Is that what that is? Electric vehicle?
No, that's an unmanned vehicle,
Okay.
so that's an EV.
EV is what it's called. But seriously, there's problems with these. I've heard so many with the how do you say it? Tesla. Well,
I see one major problem with that right now.
And what is it?
One huge flaw.
What's that?
It doesn't have a towing package on the back.
Because it's going to
How are they going to pull a generator?
Yeah, it's going to need it to go down the road. And it says it will only go 200 miles. Now, y'all think about that. 200 miles, even in town, if you're running around dropping packages off. And let's factor in cold weather, and you got the heat on, sucking. How long is this going to last?
All right, 200 miles, that's going, right? So if you're doing 60 miles an hour, 3.5 hours. So that may run 3.5 hours.
And how long is a shift? Normally 8 hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go You got to have a long lunch. Then a couple of breaks.
Bless their heart.
You might not get your mail today. And then how much is the weight that you're towing? Because
Yeah, we didn't even factor that in.
Yeah.
Mail weighs a lot.
You're just not going to get mail.
And with all seriousness now, of those that are for electric vehicles, eventually it will get there. It will one day get there. We ain't there yet.
I don't. If you've got one, cool. I'm fine with it. If you got a Tesla,
Prius.
cool. My grandson wants a Tesla. I told him that will not be his first car. But I get it. And if you were driving from home to work,
That's it.
From work to home, cool. I think it's great. But you're not going to fly an airplane. You're not going to deliver the U.S. mail. You're not going to deliver packages. You're not going to fight. They have battery-operated fire engines.
Look, and I'll put it this way: I love my golf cart. Angie uses it all the time for her little outdoor activities, but I cannot count the times that I have to put my foot out and give it a little help to make it to the battery charger because it just ain't gonna get there.
Yeah,
and it quit. There's no warning of hey, it's just a quit. It just quits. There you go.
No.
Odie. We've had some visitors in the Meridian area.
I've heard that.
We have not got the list, and we're expecting that here shortly today to be getting a list of what went on. But we had some more visitors yesterday morning at daylight. They were all over Meridian. Let's just go take a sneak peek here. What is that? Oh, that says sheriff, the law. They're all over the place.
We called him the Popo.
The Popo was in town again yesterday, yet making more arrests. Now, as we well know, the day before, 40 people were arrested. We're not sure how many people have been arrested in this sting operation. We look to find out today. More names, and that's been a most common question that I've gotten. Wow. Who got arrested? We have not gotten that name yet. Now, the Meridian Police Department also made an arrest yesterday. Let's flip over. They've arrested a 70-year-old man as we go here to take a look. 3 counts of possession.
Now, he may have been okay with his glaucoma medication.
But
some of that other stuff, that looks like
Cheerios
cocaine,
again.
Looks like crystal or crack, and then looks like some type of ecstasy or something possibly in the little square pills. I don't know.
But a big crackdown as we go into 24 from law enforcement. And this is from a state level. This is not, we're going to go down here and get Joe because we've seen him once or twice. This is a well thought out, and I would even venture to say that yesterday's arrest had a connection with the day before's arrest. They may have been connected, but not as large as the first round. Will day 3 come? I'm not sure. But if I was a bad guy listening right now, I might think,
I might not want to come back.
And, is there talk of, I've even heard talk that some of these folks that were arrested would get ankle bracelets. What are the odds of them still being here when it comes? If you know you're going to spend the rest of your life in jail, you going to be around when they come back?
No.
Yeah.
What's the nearest non-extraditional company?
How do I get out of here?
Yeah.
Boy. Let's go to Neshoba County next. They need your help solving a crime. Now, I'm not going to tell you the picture is great, but we're going to show you this. This will be just about 1 mile due north of where the Coliseum is in Philadelphia. Vehicle burglary, car burglary. We've got a camera, and this is what we've got from the sheriff up there. Again, that's not the greatest picture, but it is an image of somebody tall and slender. That could be an alien. We're not real sure.
That's a posture that somebody out there knows.
Could be. But
is he carrying something?
It looks like his hands are in his pockets, doesn't it?
Well,
like that's a hoodie?
Be a hoodie.
I think that is a hoodie. But again, that's Neshoba County where that went on. They're asking for your help. And they usually get their men or women, whoever breaks the law there in Neshoba County.
Yeah.
And speaking of, let's go back to Neshoba County. We've got another incident. This is just bad when you steal from the community. We've got 12 tables and roughly 80 chairs that have been stolen from the Stribling Memorial Park. This is the building right there. And then here's another view of that out front there. All taken from there. has happened within the last couple of days. And if you happen to know anything about it or gotten a great deal on some chairs, Eric Clark would like to talk with you.
Yeah, so that's a place where the community would go and set up and have functions and banquets and stuff. Yeah. And then you're going to take all the chairs.
Man.
And then want to go around going, well, there's nothing to do.
Yeah. These just don't want to work. We hope justice is served on this. And again, in most cases in Neshoba County, these are solved pretty quickly. If you know something, get in touch with a friend. Eric would love to hear from you. A lot of deputies there that go above and beyond, too. Philadelphia IA, they're located there on the...
I hate that.
I know. So let's get that solved there. More on the way. Can you believe it's already 7:20?
Huh? You are...
I am not lying.
Golly, this day.
We'll be right back.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. And welcome back. Your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. I glanced up and I saw the Mardi Gras stuff. Man, it's not that long to that. We got a Mardi Gras parade once again coming to Meridian. And
they're starting all over the place. But that time of year to be festive and
yeah. Beads are going to be thrown. It's always a lot of fun downtown.
Oh,
I enjoy that one.
Yeah.
I'd build a float, but it'd take us a month of Sundays. And
then we'd build it and couldn't get it out.
We're going to measure next year.
We can't say nothing. We looked at it every day and never said a single word.
Right until we got ready to take it out and went,
well, it ain't going to fit.
Why'd I make that door 10 foot?
Well, we need another 2.5 feet to get out.
Things, if you could go back and redo. That was one of mine. I won't need anything bigger than 10 foot. You can't back anything in.
Angie said, we got it out. Yep.
Yeah, we did.
We ain't got it back in there. Not on the trailer anyway.
Oh, have mercy, have mercy. During this time of when there's rain and wind, a couple of things will happen. Trees will fall. Let me show you this. As we pull this up, this was on Marion Russell Road yesterday. We posted this, normal road there. Y'all know that road. And what is this, Odie?
That's one of them there trees.
And there she goes. Barely. Let me show you this. This barely misses the house.
That was as close as you can get. Extremely close. As close as you can get for not hitting your home.
A miracle. And we often tell you be very, very cautious when bad weather. And if you've got a tree that's lying over your house, standing close to it, don't stay in there. Look at that. That's why. That got right up to the house and didn't hit anything. A miracle in itself. So when bad weather breaks out, the wind's blowing, never ever stay in a room that a tree could fall like that, because it can happen
in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much, especially we've got water already on the ground and we've got more rain coming. And our trees are getting saturated, and wind is not a good thing to have. And we've got all of that going on throughout the day.
Yes.
So we are not going to say that we're through seeing trees fall. Most likely, we will see additional trees fall throughout the day. The only ones that we can respond to are the ones that are on public roads. We can't come to a private property and work and get trees removed or anything like that. We haven't gotten any tarps from MEMA, so we don't have any tarps. Usually that's something that comes along after a storm when we start filing emergency declarations, that I can request tarps from MEMA. MEMA can bring me some tarps, and then I can pass those out. So when you don't have tarps, that's a good thing because you hadn't had an emergency.
Right.
When you do have tarps, that's a bad thing because you've got to have them.
You need another storage building there.
Yeah, need another storage building. But so, we don't have tarps to put out right now. We don't want to, because if we do, that means we've had a storm. And being government, we can't go on private land and help with trees and cut trees.
Right.
We can only do it if it's on the
Roadway.
the right of way there. Insurance. If you own a home, insurance. If you rent a home, homeowners insurance. That's what insurance is for. That's what will take care of all that. Please be prepared. Please.
Odie's been holding out on me as we get ready for Saturday the 27th. Smoke detectors. Lima all involved in this as we see that the American Red Cross is going to be doing a special program.
Yeah.
As we put this up, here's the information there. February, the campaign will continue through February the 1st. I couldn't get it out there.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Come by. This is, again, Sound the Alarm is the name of the campaign. They're asking for some volunteers to help go install these into some homes. We've seen this done up in Meridian quite a few times there. But again, it's going to be coming up. We got telephone numbers listed there if you need those inboxes, and we'll tell you more about that. But be on the lookout.
You can't come to our office and sign up, so you'll have to go through Red Cross to get on a sign-up sheet.
Right.
This is not come to the office and say, I need 3, we give you 3, and everybody goes about their way.
Right.
This is you have got to put down your address, fill it in, let us know where you live, how big your house is, and then someone will come out and install these for you.
Now, Walk Up is going to be at Highland Park there at the Meridian Police Department precinct. It sits over there to the right.
Yep.
And I'm going to be honest with you, I've never noticed that till I turned around the other day and I looked over there and it said Meridian Police. I said, wow, I didn't know that.
They've got them everywhere.
Yeah. So there you go. That's going on there. If you need a smoke detector, Saturday is the time to check into that. We had a little fire yesterday afternoon. It ended up being in a kitchen, and thank heavens it was put out and very minimal damage was caused. But boy, I'm telling you what, those volunteers ran to the rescue up Highway 19 there in the 4300 block. It was something burning on the stove. Could have been bad. Everybody got out of the house, and the firemen put it out for them. That's a good deal.
Glad it is. Now, Debbie said, is this for city residents only? So that's where the focus is right now, and then it's going to continue to blossom out. But no, you can show up down there and get on a list. Your area may not get took care of immediately because it's going to go where the group is. Everybody will focus on the group with the biggest resident response, get that took care of, and then they'll move out to each individual areas. So the more people you have in your area that show up saying, I need it, then they're going to go to that area and get everybody in that area. Gas prices, volunteers, everything else. It's hard to just send someone all the way around the county and all that.
Better to do it in sections is what you're saying.
Do it in sections, do it at groups. So get on the site and get registered.
All right. Look, big deal coming for Super Bowl this year, and it's a tie to Mississippi. Did you know about this?
Not until I saw it on the Scotty Ray Report.
I'll be dog as we go here. Look here, a referee from Mississippi is going to be going there, and he played baseball at Mississippi State. Look at there. Brad Freeman played back in 95 to 98. He's going to be one of the back judges for the Super Bowl officiating crew. That's pretty big there.
That's a big deal.
Didn't the woman, the first woman, have a Mississippi tie-in also in the NFL?
She did. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, you see her, she's out there.
Yeah, so big things for us. I'm proud of that. We got more coming up. Y'all don't rush off. We're going to take a little trip in history and talk about a few other things. Yeah. Still lots more to go with Scotty Ray and Odie.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical, 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian, 601-693-6374.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out. out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Are you ready for summer? Massey has a 2021 Jeep Wrangler that's waiting on you with only 61,000 miles. How about a Rogue with 57,000 miles? A 23 Camry with only 50 miles on it? Or maybe it's a Toyota Tacoma four-wheel drive that you're needing. From Silverados to F-250s, Massey Supermart Auto Sales, 1023 Highway 39 North. Welcome back. Let's talk about the farm supply a minute.
Ooh, you're going to need it coming up. We've got...
Sweet red onions. Man. Look at that.
It's time to get your gardens, or at least mark them where you're going to put them at.
February is when you start getting everything prepared.
Yes.
It's right at that time, so make sure to swing on into the farm supply and get your stuff ready for that. As we go down here, can you believe it's only a week left of this?
Go ahead and get your deer feed. You're gonna need it, and keep feeding them throughout the year. That's how they keep coming back to your area. Feed them.
Seriously, January the 25th. It ends for the most part the 31st. If I'm going, I got to go this weekend. I haven't
You
been
better.
Yet.
Yeah.
Look, maybe you need a treat for your. There's two things that happen in my house every day. Somewhere around 9 o'clock, I have two people. Well, not people, but animals
They
looking at me.
think they are.
Yeah, they're staring at me. Any movement that happens is you're going to open that door so I can go out and come back and get my treat. I want my treat. I want my treat.
And I know what I
want my
got to
treat.
do to get it.
And then again at 2:30 in the morning, there is the, are you going to open the door? Are you going to open the door? I want my other treat. Come on, come on, come on, come on. We got that also for you down at the farm supply if you need any treats for the pets.
And no matter what size of a bag, do you want to go ahead and get a big old bag because you know you're going to use them, or just a little bitty bag because your neighbor's dog comes over and you want to give them a snack?
That's right.
Man.
You got to do all that. Farm Supply, exit 151 off the interstate. Drop in and visit with them. They'll help you out there.
And today they've got water boots.
Oh,
Go by and get you some water boots because you're going to need them.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
But, pretty important there, Odie.
It really is. So go see them. Easy to get to. Right off the interstate. Boom, you're right there. Nice people.
Let's go back to 1905 on this date. Somebody got lucky. The largest diamond ever found was found in 05. 1905 today. Look at that.
Wow.
South Africa, a 3,100 carat diamond was discovered. I don't know what you do with that, how you put that on your hand, but
Yeah. Here, honey.
what I don't know is with that is, was it cut up or did they leave it as one big diamond to that I
Show
don't know.
off.
Probably in a
That
museum.
would be. Yeah.
Probably in a museum.
Yeah,
Anybody
has to
ever
be.
watch Herbie?
I loved Herbie.
Number 53 on the car. So I can remember as a kid passing the theater in Meridian. They had a Herbie sitting out front, it seems like, promoting the movie. Do you
know,
remember
now that you say that, I believe I remember something.
at College Park?
Yep,
Way
'cause
back
I
in the
wanted
day.
to go see Herbie.
Yeah. Do y'all remember that? Dean Jones. He was the driver there. 1931. He was born on this date.
The original.
Yeah. Before Lindsay Lohan became part
she
of
took it over.
And she didn't do bad.
She did. It did good.
One of my all-time.
Right, Law?
Julio.
Julio.
That was his name, Julio.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's go back to Sanford and Son. Do y'all remember Gregory Sahara?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the Puerto Rican that lived next door to Fred G. Sanford. He got picked on a whole lot there. He would later show up in Barney Miller, if you'll remember him from that TV
Sure
show.
did. Yep.
But
Yeah,
I
but-
liked him better in this.
So much better. And Fred just had it going on.
The white cop that was on there, which I cannot remember his name, that was always trying to,
He was trying to
Yeah.
drive.
he could never.
And could never do it.
Fred would look at him like, you dummy.
Well, his partner, his partner was a black guy.
Yeah.
And he'd look at him like, what is...
That
I
was.
am officer.
I saw a picture of those two together not long ago that they made. Pretty neat there.
Oh, man. Y'all go back. I know that show's playing somewhere.
It is. Somewhere out there in America today. I loved it. 1961, this would be probably our first taste of this, of seeing it in a theater. It's Fireman's Best Friend. Who are we talking about? Well, 101 Dalmatians. That's a pretty good show.
1961.
That's been a little while, hasn't it?
Ooh, yeah.
And then, of course, Cruella de Vil would come out of this.
Another Lindsay Lohan.
That's right.
It's a Lindsay day.
We had I don't know much other way to put this. This man was bad, evil to the core. 1971, the United States courts would find this man and his followers and convict them.
And people actually did what he wanted them to do.
He had, and that's the thing about these groups like this. They have control, mind control over so many people, whether it's brainwashing the followers, and they go out and do evil for others. And it's going on right now in America. Don't think that it's not.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
we just don't know about it.
Yeah.
Cults, is that the...
Cults.
To me, Jim Jones was no different.
Going on in this area here.
Yeah.
And my thought. They're there. You've got to have a strong mind.
Think for yourself.
Piper effect. That's right, Bob.
Yeah, no brains to wash, Charles says.
Exactly.
So there are a certain group of people that can be led astray very easily.
Well, that's happening in some schools.
It does. It does.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what you're supposed to know. I'll say it again. If
Yep.
any child comes home and knows the political preference of their teacher, that teacher failed that child.
You're right. You should never know what they think or how they vote. I agree with that, Odie. Good point there. Helter Skelter, as that's being put up there. That's right.
Yes.
Purple Kool-Aid, Andrew says.
Ooh, they're going to the mothership.
And Shirley says she was born in 61.
Well, you know, Terry Bateman said today's my 63rd birthday.
Get out of here.
So there's some things you don't want to be associated with your birthday. But Terry, happy birthday.
Yes, 1975. Now, this would not be her biggest song that she ever had. But boy, you want to talk about a song that was so well written, and she did it. She compared her heart to something that you go buy in just an old clothing store. What am I talking about? Dolly Parton and the Bargain Store. Who remembers that?
Dolly had... Do you know how many number ones she's
I
had?
do not. It is tons, though.
It's not a low number.
No, it's not.
Man.
And the big thing about Dolly is she is one of the richest women in the entire world. She took nothing of being dirt poor and turns rags into riches. And she has so many businesses and opportunities and does so much for so many people. Not everybody does good with what they have. Dolly does. And that's why I support her and everything she does.
Yep.
Please, Mr. Postman. Now, it's been recorded by several different people, but this would be the Carpenters version, went number one back in 75.
Oh, Postman. Waiting on the Postman.
Please, Mr. Postman.
I've got it.
I got the original in my head. I can't even fathom the Carpenters singing it. I'd have to go back and find that. That's just thinking it. 1980, at the age of 84, this man became the oldest performer ever, as he had a number one song called I Wish I Was 18 Again. Anybody remember George Burns?
Oh, man.
And there's many of
Great
us
actor.
that would like to be 18 again and know what we know now.
Yes. Well, now, didn't he played in a movie that
Oh, God. With John
He
Denver.
played God in it. But he played in one where he swapped age with someone.
Did he? I don't know this one.
I'll have to look that up.
Look that up.
But, yeah, he did play
Him and John Denver.
him and John
You don't
Denver.
look like what I thought you would look like. Well, what am I supposed to look like?
And he had his cigar in that, too.
He sure did.
He's going to have his cigar.
And you really have to give John Denver credit for playing the manager of the A&P pretty good.
Like he knew what he was doing.
Sure did there. I don't know a lot about this young lady. I know her name is big, and a lot of you love her. Alicia Keys celebrates a birthday today, born back in 81.
Well, dang.
What do they call that? The hourglass figure? Is that what that's called?
Yeah, that's what that be.
Odie told me that before we went on. Is the only reason I knew that.
18 again. That was it.
The movie.
The name of the movie.
That's right. After the song.
Yeah.
Kind of tied in there. Well, as we go back to this, a guy would be taking over the White House because somebody else,
Just failed to do it.
The job didn't get done. If you remember, a night mission went off and the copter was shot down and it didn't happen. Somebody else took office and immediately terms were met, and today they came home.
Made a deal before he was even sworn in, didn't he?
Sure did. 52 Americans came back. They were held for 444 days. Can you imagine what they went through?
Man.
Man alive. I remember I was a kid, 10 years old or so, but boy, I sure do remember that. It was on the news every night.
Yeah, I remember I was in kindergarten when Carter and Ford was running for president, and we were, that was a little bitty TV, and
Yeah.
it was at the bottom of the stairs, and all us kids were sitting on the stairs so we could watch the
I remember
presidential race.
I remember when he got the inaugural parade that day. I can remember why, I don't know. I remember that well.
And
Though
that
watching
one,
it.
yeah, this one was. Well, I remember Carter won. It was like, okay. And I see what they were doing. They were trying to get us interested in what's going on in America.
Correct. With politics. That was the same
with
year Hank
politics.
Jr. came out with the New South. Thank God it's still the same. I don't know if you remember that song or not. Because the Atlanta Braves, they still lose too many games. That was one of the lines in it. It still holds true there.
Poor Ted. Does he still own or does his family still own the?
I thought they sold it.
They may have.
Yeah, 1984, this guy would come along about 1980. He would change country music by just being what he is. And today, he's still doing what he did because he never changed. He did what people wanted. Country music, as it went #1 today, right or wrong. George Strait, I'll always love you. The man
Every
is.
woman's eye.
Oh, you ain't lying. Still with Norma after all these years. I like me some George Strait. In 92, this guy would come along, Sticks and Stones. Oh, anybody remember Tracy Lawrence? Wow. January 25th. There it was, Sticks and Stones. I remember that story that made the news of Tracy was robbed in a parking lot in Nashville. What they didn't tell you what Tracy was doing in the parking lot.
So she just took payment.
Well, it wasn't her. It was a group of people he might have been buying some product from. Ooh. I didn't say what kind.
Glaucoma medication.
That or some bubble gum.
Oh, could be. Or some of them fruity vegetables.
Could have been. It didn't work out so good there. But that's been many, many moons ago. I remember that. He got whooped up on pretty bad there. 1993. I still remember the first note of this. Yeah. And women, too. January 25th of 93, Arista Records actually released Hard Working Man.
Robert said his ex-wife shot him. Tracy?
That was Trace Atkins, I think.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, I remember that one.
He got shot, and he goes, "Well, I didn't know I got shot."
Because I'm a big old fella.
He said, "I forgive her, though." He did. He forgave her. He goes, "I wasn't a nice fella." Now, Tracy, I think, got into a fight, if I remember, with one of his ex-wives. Something about a fire poker and a fireplace. It got kind of hairy there. There's a lot goes on behind the scenes that we just don't know.
Yeah.
I know a guy that went to high school with Trace Atkins and was telling me that they were going to school and hit a school bus. And he said it was a bad wreck. He said it was bad. Trace come out of it with no scratch. He said, I was sort of a little broke arm, and he said Trace just climbs out like nothing happened.
It's just that awful.
He is a big man, folks. He's big.
He is.
Oh, we lost one of the greats there, Miss Mary Tyler Moore. We would lose her, what is this, 7 years ago today, back in 2017, as Mary Tyler Moore passed away.
Man, she was, there's you a glass ceiling breaker.
Yes, sirree. And believe it or
really
not,
did
that
a
jury was actually popular then.
Yeah.
Somehow. Yeah, that did happen there. But that's a look back in history of a few things that went on today. Maybe a few of those you remember. Maybe some of them were new to you. As always, we look for new things that happen. What is weird is trying to find some things that happened in the last 20 years that stick out. Each day I dig through all this stuff and nothing just jumps out. What has changed? Or am I just not seeing it?
Nobody does anything. You know, there was another birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
Kinda. And I forgot when it was, 35, 30, something like that. But the beer can was born. Did you know that?
Like the pull tab type?
Well, and it wasn't a pull tab. It was I think it was the pull tab beer can. But the beer can was born yesterday back in 30-something.
Didn't know that.
So, yeah, it's innovations like that come along when you invent stuff. Problem is, we don't have any businesses or industry that invent stuff, and so nobody is Yes, I invented that, and I did this. We don't have nothing.
This kind of lines up with that about inventions. It's like there's no new ideas in Hollywood. Like they can't write a new movie. They constantly have to go back and grab a classic. And Odie, tell me, are they fixing to mess up here? Because I'm starting to see these pictures coming out every day, and I just can't see. I think Patrick Swayze needs to be left alone. Am I right?
He was the best. Now, this guy right here made a great Spider-Man, but it's time for you to move on.
They're going to remake Roadhouse. Does
Like you
this
said.
need? My feeling is leave it alone.
Roadhouse is Roadhouse. If you want to make something about a boxer or a bouncer or a fighter in a bar and the town is owned by some crooked people, go for it.
Yeah.
But write
Sam
your own
Elliott. Who
story.
could play the part of Sam Elliott in that? I think they need to back away from it. Let's just talk about one of the biggest disasters there ever was, Death Wish, where they brought in Bruce Willis. Love Bruce Willis. It was a flop. He was not Charles Bronson, and he couldn't play the part because it was too politically motivated. Charles Bronson just went out and took care of the bad guys every night.
That's right.
8, 9, 10 of them. He was scared of a gun. It flopped.
Who's the writer of that? I'll tell him. I'll sell him a script. Give me about 3 weeks.
I can't
I'll
read
sell
that.
him a script.
Down there at the bottom there, it's somewhere, and I can't read it.
Yeah, because whoever took this, y'all, come on, y'all, you can't even think. I bet they.
Hey,
I'm not going.
let's redo Magnum PI. Flop.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
they did
Hawaii
do that.
5-0.
Yeah, wait a minute. They did that.
Yeah, that's pretty bad too.
Yeah, I tell you. I wish I could say what I want to say on that. But that Odieism, I just have to come out another day. But
Well-
use your brain.
Yes, sir. We'll be right back. Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 14. J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian. And welcome back. About to make Odie spit his coffee out.
Yeah, wait till I take a sip and say something funny.
Whoops. Let's go to Clarksdale, Mississippi this morning to the police department. This is making its rounds, and we're honored that this guy's here. I say this because I don't know if anybody does a lot of research into just what all this guy does who come from nothing, who didn't have anything and worked his tail off to where he is one of America's elite now. I'm talking Tyler Perry, Medea.
Have you seen his house?
It's humongous.
Huge. I mean, long driveway, plants. This man's wasted more money on a driveway than most people spend in a neighborhood. And let me tell you, he's a Democrat's worst nightmare because he can do it and he is doing it. And there's people out there that they just can't do that. Well, he worked for it. He deserves to spend and make as big
Absolutely.
a house or as big as yard that he wants
His
to.
studios in Atlanta are as big or bigger than anything out in California.
Yes.
Here, but what I didn't know is, have y'all ever noticed just how big a man he is? Let me show y'all this picture here as we go to the police department up there. Here is Tyler Perry right here in costume. That is a big man.
He's tall.
He's
a
towering
big
over
fella.
all of them.
Yeah. So if you want what he's got, don't have the government take his money to give it to you. You go out and work like he did and go build what you want.
Every year in Atlanta, and I forget how many hours it goes on, he buys turkeys and food for the needy and hands them out at his studios up there. You can't, and I often read to where he reads a story of somebody that's in bad shape and he makes donations to help out. He does a lot of things behind the scenes, so we salute him, Tyler Perry,
You're
wherever
right.
he's, and he's just downright funny.
He is fun, and he is a good man. But he made that right there shows that you don't have to have anything. to get what you want.
You can start out at the bottom and work to the top, and he
but
has
you've
done
got to do it.
I mean, what's her name? The Prince and Harry and all them stayed at his house.
Yeah.
He's a powerful man now.
He's a powerful dude, but that just I love it. He's a Democrat. He's a Republican dream and a Democrat nightmare.
He's worked for what he's got.
Yeah.
We see that we had another wreck in the all too famous curve. We wish they would have taken that out when they put in the new bridge, but they left the curve, and here we go with another accident right there by Grace Fellowship Baptist Church, by Lee's Bait and Tackle, that big curve there. It just, when it's wet, cars go straight and into the creek they go.
That was the main reason to do all of that work, was to cut that out.
I sure wish they would just...
It's the one thing they didn't do.
I know.
Or at least put a concrete wall around there so they could
Maybe some of that wire that's holding cars on interstates. That'd probably be pretty good right there.
They won't go off in that ditch.
That's a very dangerous curve whenever it's raining.
Yeah.
Highway 493 out of Meridian, Mississippi. Roughly, 2 miles maybe out of Meridian?
Yeah.
Y'all keep that in mind today because it's wet.
Too much water in these creeks for y'all to be running off in the creek today.
That's right. In the median last night, Newton County is where we go, around mile marker 119. Wasn't any injuries, but we had a car go off into the median there. Took quite a while to get a record and get all that cleaned up. No one seriously hurt, which we're tickled over. But that did go on last night also. Let's see here. Seemed like, this is bad. We had someone struck yesterday in Jones County. As we go here, it was a sanitation worker. Guy putting the garbage into the back of the truck was struck by a car. Oof. So we think about them. That does not feel good this morning by any stretch of the imagination as we go there. A road closure until further notice as we go here. The city of Meridian let us know that line maintenance crews are working on 10th Avenue between 20th and 21st Streets. That little stretch right there is going to be closed for a little while.
Ooh, so if that's the way y'all go through, because 10th Avenue is a busy street.
It is.
Just be careful.
So they're working to repair whatever the issue is there. We go to Clark County and visit with our friends at Clark County Hot Topics. A little water, look at this, has fallen in the area. Hubba, hubba, hubba.
You know, we've got areas around here that are going to continue to rise in water and flood a little bit because of the water that's coming from us from the north. Where does our water go? Right there.
Tell me this: does it still? Odie's got the sneezing. Bless you.
Oh, I was allergic.
You allergic to me? Allergic to the water. So I don't need to say water anymore to
Excuse me.
You'll be okay.
Sorry.
But up by Rush Hospital, you know that stop sign you come up to if you're coming from 18th Avenue, does that still flood in that area like it used to?
They've opened it up a little bit, and then it goes on out through the middle of downtown, and that's what would flood the bottom of the 3-foot building. And then it comes out over there into the Siwashi. So it's not near as bad as what it was.
Okay.
24th Avenue and 14th Street, there at the Walgreens Superstop Cleaners area, that intersection will still flood a little bit.
Now, we haven't had many reports of accidents here since they put in the J-turn down around Mathis. Nothing serious, but it was a fender bender yesterday as we go here to take a look there. Whoop, 2 cars, both of them nothing serious, no injuries, but Clarkdale was on the scene during all of that rain yesterday when that happened. All right, y'all don't rush off. We're coming right back. More to talk about, more to do this morning with Scotty Ray and Odie. If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel.
Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
Yeah, we're getting word there. Arlene says it does where we used to be at that old radio station there.
Yeah.
It's a prayer place now, I think. But floods real bad there. I saw several cars some 10, 12 years ago floating there.
Well, that's like Woody said. I don't mind swimming at work, but it's rough swimming to work.
I can only imagine there.
And you know when it's cold and people don't want to go outside and get wet, like
Yeah.
the other day when it was like everybody's freezing.
I remember.
Yeah, he works in the water.
Woo!
He's the one out there swimming.
Not my cup of tea.
He said, man, it was cold. He jumped in the water and he says, man, I want to join your dive team. I said, okay, you're there. He said, are you sure? Yeah. He said, well, that was quick. I said, I need somebody as crazy as you are.
That means Odie ain't got to do it.
That's it. Boy, that's a good old boy right there.
Let's talk about our friends over here at Snowden. Boy, they do a lot for you. If you're sitting there going, my house is too cold, I need something a little bit nicer, they can locate exactly what you're looking for. Insulation, the whole 9 yards there.
My home lies a little low, and it gets flooded. They can find you one that's on a hill.
Higher ground.
It doesn't matter what your needs, what your wants, what your desires are. You give them a wish list, tell them where, tell them what. They will find the home that you want, exactly what you want, and where you want it at.
That's right. All you got to do is get in touch with Amanda, any of her sales team. They'll be there through 5 this afternoon by appointment only on Saturday and closed on Sunday to go to church. See them. Yep. They're great folks, Snowden and Company. They'll take care of you no matter what goes on. Good people there. As we're getting this day, we had someone lose their life in a house fire in the Jackson, Mississippi area. I don't know if you heard about that or not.
I didn't.
Gosh, that just breaks my heart. Jackson County, Mississippi, we had someone struck. They were riding a bicycle. They struck. They lost their life. We have tragedies that go on all around the state of Mississippi.
Do you have the story about the sanitation worker that got hit by
Jones County that were brought
in
up
Jones County?
Let me see if I can go back to it.
You know, because we've got every day we have our trash crews. Our companies are riding up and down, and we have our men that are doing that. And with these wet roads, it's not as easy to stop. These guys ride on the back of that truck, and I've seen them. They pay attention. They look. They try to be as careful as they can, but they're crossing these streets, getting our garbage, and they've got families they want to go home to.
I hadn't found it yet, but I got it here.
It's on there.
Here we go.
There it is.
That's the story there.
Go on there. This guy right here needs our prayers. He's in the hospital. He got run over while he was trying to do his job. So our prayers go out to him. But be careful.
Yeah, and that can happen so quick.
Yeah.
And we don't want anybody else to be a statistic by any means of the imagination there with all of that.
They earn every single dime they get.
Oh, and then some.
And then some. Yeah.
Let's see here what else we got going on here across the great nation there. Jon Stewart. Do you remember that guy that used to do the Daily Show?
I just can't get into him.
Me either, but they're bringing him back to that Daily Show for 1 day a week. Apparently, whoever they've hired after all these years is not cutting the mustard, so to speak. So they're going to bring him back out of retirement to help out a little while there. So keep that in mind there. Johnson & Johnson. Y'all have all heard that name. The baby powder.
Yeah.
They are settling the lawsuit. $700 million is going to be transferred over to end all these lawsuits that were part of this.
Wow.
They say it could have caused cancer.
All right, so talc powder. It's a mineral, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it was laced with asbestos. Asbestos is a mineral. And it's, look, this another ODism. And look, it's two minerals. It never says on that package to inhale it. Never one time did it say,
Don't do that.
inhale this product. That's why it costs so much to manufacture everything, because we sue everybody for every little thing in the world, and guess who pays for the lawsuit?
It's true.
We do.
Every piece of bottle that you pick up that says don't do this, and you think, who would do that? Well, there's somebody who's done it, and that's why it's there.
Yes.
I kid you not. In closing, I'll put this up. I didn't even read the article. I'll just take them at their word there that they done good there. As they point out, Mississippi, number 3 in the nation, worst place to retire in. They just calling us out. Number 1 place is Florida, followed by Colorado, which shocks me. Virginia even shocks me even worse.
Yeah.
Wyoming, there's nobody around. Who's going to bother you?
You ain't got no neighbors.
Worst place, number 1 is Kentucky, followed by New Jersey and good old Mississippi.
I guess if you go to Wyoming, you can get up there with your fresh delivery of miniature llamas and discuss what goes on during the day.
But let me just warn you, about right now it's kind of cold up there. Just remember that.
And if you have a miniature llama, you ought to bring him to higher ground because the snow's taller than he is.
Firewood, have plenty of firewood. You got
Like that Indian saying.
That's right. Why is there no crime? Because everybody's cutting firewood year round. Winter's coming. Get some firewood. Thank y'all so much for being a part of what we do every day.
Yeah.
We can't thank you enough. Y'all bring a smile to us so much every time. We're going to be here behind the scenes throughout the day, tracking what goes on. Whatever it may be, good, bad, or ugly, we'll be here to tell you about it.
I tell you, we wouldn't want to do this. You're exactly right. And one thing, as wet as it is, there's one way to stay dry spiritually. And as cold as it is, there's one way to stay warm. And that's to have God in your heart and God in your soul, because he will have everlasting life for each one of us to have, and was to be dry and will be warm. Only in the name of Jesus will that happen, with the shedding of his blood. I ask you to join in with us today and bring Jesus into your heart, and it will change your life forever. We'll be back in 23 hours. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.